Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about muscle tissue, or we can also term it as muscular tissue. What are its functions, structure, characteristics? We are going to discuss it today. First, what are the major functions of muscular tissue? There are four major characteristics that are associated with the muscular tissue. First is excitability, that is, tissue can receive and respond to stimulation. Whatever stimulation we are getting from external environment, whether it is heat, pain, cold, whatever is absorbed from the atmosphere or whatever stimulus is received from the atmosphere, muscle tissues can react to that stimulus, and with the help of muscles we all know that we can do various activities like walking and running and everything. So muscular tissue plays a very vital role in our day-to-day activities. Contractibility means the muscles can expand as well as contract wherever and whenever needed. Why this happens? Because of that, the tissues which are present or which are existing with muscle tissues can shorten and thicken. They have extensibility, that means tissues can lengthen. They have elasticity, that means if they stretch or if they move a little out of their dimension, they can bounce back to their normal dimension or they can return to their resting state. Next comes the characteristic of muscular tissue enable it to perform some important functions including movement both voluntarily and involuntarily. That means that some muscles are controlled by our will, while there are some muscular activities that are not controlled by our will. For example, if the heart beats, it has to beat. We have no control over the muscle tissues which are present in the heart. But if we want to walk, if we want to stand up, if we want to sit, then these type of activities are under the control of our will. These activities can be controlled by us. So on the basis of that, movement can be of two types: voluntary movement and involuntary movements, that is under our will and not under our will. Maintaining posture, of course, muscle tissues plays important role in maintaining the posture, whether we are sitting, whether we are standing, running, holding something, dropping something. So muscle tissue is present in every act that is being performed by the body, more or less. Then they support soft tissues within the body cavities. There are various tissues, various internal organs that are very delicate, which are protected by muscles or muscular tissues, and they guard entrance and exit of the body. Of course, if there is anything that is to be transported or there is anything that is to be released outside via internal organs, means internal organ want to release something or soft tissues want to release something, then there also muscular tissue may play an important role. And in maintaining body temperature also they have important role. Now, what are the three types of muscle tissues? First, we are going to deal with skeletal muscle tissue. So, skeletal muscles moves or stabilize the position of the skeleton. We all know what is skeleton. It is the framework of our body made up of bones, and muscles are attached with skeleton and they provide the stability or movement to the skeleton. They guard entrances and exits to the digestive, respiratory, urinary tracts, generate heat and protect internal organs. You can also write this paragraph in the form of points, so that while writing the answer you can make it more representable. Then comes nuclei, which is present in skeletal muscles, and muscle fibers are there. Striations means linings. We can see the linings present in this type of muscle tissue. Then skeletal muscle tissue have certain characteristics, like fibers are multinucleated with peripheral nuclei. We can say that we can see more than one nucleus present in the cell, or we can also see one main nucleus around with small more nucleus. So central nucleus is known as nucleus and the nuclei at the periphery are known as nuclei. Actin and myosin filaments form distinct cross striations pattern. This is not important from the point of view of 9th class. Come to the last point, voluntary muscle under conscious control. Means voluntary muscles are controlled by ourselves. We can control them according to our will. Here comes longitudinal and transverse sections of skeletal muscles. That means if we observe the muscles from different cut sections or cross sections, there are some features that are visible under the microscope in this pattern. We can see come to the third lining striations. We are seeing there are many nucleus present. Striations or line-like structures are present. Whatever I'm telling you, just have to notice that points and other labelings are not important for you. You can see the cells here in the pink irregular shaped structure. Then you can see blood vessels which are present between the cells. So this is all, or this is how striated muscles or skeletal muscles look like. Next comes functions of skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles function in pairs to bring about the coordinated movements of the limbs, trunk, jaws, eyeballs, etc. Means if we want to rotate an eyeball, then it is under the control of our will, and if right eyeball we are moving, automatically there will be some movement in the left eye also. So the paired movements are performed by skeletal type of muscles. Like if we want to eat the food, we have to chew the food by getting into movement of jaws. So jaws, if jaw is moving, then there must be a coordinated movement of jaw. It is not like that one part of the jaw is moving and another is at the rest. So this type of paired coordinated movements are being performed by skeletal muscle tissue. Moreover, they are directly involved in the breathing process because internal organs also consist of skeletal muscle tissues. Smooth muscles, they slide over one another because they are smooth in appearance. They also have a well demarcated nucleus, and they move food, urine and reproductive tract secretions. They control diameter of respiratory passageways. Respiratory passageways include windpipe and all. So they control the respiratory passageways and regulates diameter of blood vessels. मीन्स ब्लड वेसल्स जो है उनका डायमेंशन कितना होना चाहिए, हाउ थिक दे शुड बी, हाउ बिग दे शुड बी, दीज आर ऑल्सो कंट्रोल्ड बाय स्मूथ मसल टिश्यूज. And the characteristics are they are found in hollow organs and blood vessels like trachea and esophagus. They are found in these type of organs. And then come to the third point, that each cell is filled with a specialized cytoplasm. The sarcoplasm is surrounded by a thin cell membrane known as sarcolemma. In this type of tissue, we call it as sarcoplasm. Cytoplasm is known as sarcoplasm and the cell membrane is known as sarcolemma. Now come to the second last point, that as a result these muscles appear smooth or non-striated. It is also because they are not arranged in regular pattern and they slide or they can move over one another, and they are involuntary muscles and therefore under autonomic nervous system and hormonal control. Means something that is not under the control of a will be automatically in control of the nervous system, or they will be associated with one or more hormones. So these type of muscles are involuntary muscles. And the functions include slow involuntary movements like contraction of smooth muscle tissues in the walls of stomach and intestine. Stomach and intestines have to perform their function, and we don't have to think that they are going to perform their functions. So these are not under the control of our will. And the muscle of the arteries contracts and relaxes to regulate the blood pressure and the flow of blood. Next comes cardiac muscles. These are the most exclusive muscle tissues that are present in our body because they have fixed rhythmic contraction and relaxation. They also have nucleus and intercalated disc. These disc linings are present in between the muscle tissues. Striations are also present in this. Along with the striations, we cannot say that these striations are similar to skeletal muscles because they differ a lot. And then cardiac muscle moves blood and maintains blood pressure. They are primarily located in the wall and septa of the heart. and as the word cardiac is suggested, they are linked with heart and walls of the large vessels attached to the heart. Next, similar to skeletal muscles, they also have cross striations as we have discussed now, and then transmission electron microscopy reveals A band, Z lines. This is not important from the point of view of what we are reading. Then come to the last point, that they can exhibit one or two central nuclei. They are shorter and branched. Functions of cardiac muscle tissue: they play important role in contraction and relaxation of atria and ventricles, and they cause rhythmic beating of heart, circulating blood and its contents throughout the body as a consequence. This is the difference between these three type of muscles. Diagram along with the function. This slide you have to note in your notebook, and you can write the question as differentiate between three types of muscles. If you find some more points to be added, you can add in this to make your answer more representable. So this was all for now. In the next session, we will be discussing nervous tissue in a little detail. Thank you.